Hey guys, hope you are all well. We are extremely very happy to announce that today we have Dr. Ande Murli Varaprasad. He earned his PhD in 1979 from IIT Bombay in piezoelectric sonar technology, followed by 3 years of postdoctoral research experience at Microelectronics and Electrical Engineering Department of Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland. Doctor Varaprasad is a reputed DRDO scientist with 3 decades of experience in the field of missile technology at Research Center Emarat (RCI) that is located at Hyderabad. RCI is the brainchild of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and specializes on avionics, navigation systems, control systems, radar systems for Agni, Prithvi, Dhanush and air defense (AD) missiles. Doctor Varaprasad has been awarded Japan Matsumae International Foundation Medal in 1987 and Materials Research Society of India MRSI Medal in 1990. Other notable contributions of Doctor Varaprasad include piezoelectric sonar systems for Indian Navy while working at NMRL, Bombay during 1984 to 88, that is before moving over to RCI Hyderabad. Doctor Varaprasad served DRDO for 28 years and retired from DRDO services in 2012. Presently, Doctor Varaprasad is Professor of ECE Department at St. Anne's College of Engineering and Technology, JNT University, Kakinada, involved in teaching and research on satellite systems. So, let's begin our session with Dr. Murli Varaprasad Ande.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Please tell me. Sir, it's a matter of pride for all of us that you have joined us today. So thank you very much for joining us. Sir, can you hear me?
You wrote me that future of the space programs in India, how it will be affected. Am I right? So
Yeah.
see, we are facing one very difficult situation, but you see, when there are difficulties, when there are unexpected situations, we should be able to draw our wisdom from the people like Abdul Kalam sir who have told us. See, we have to have the courage to follow unexplored path. That means the situation is not expected. Unexpectedly, this coronavirus has come. So we should have the courage to follow unexplored path, new path. So suppose you take in DRDO and all, we have some preparedness. Some preparedness will be there because when the war comes, biological war, we have to have certain measures. So at that moment we cannot do research. So, are you able to see me fully?
Yes, sir, we are able. So can you a little bit slide shift your camera?
Camera. Actually, I am able to see somewhat different. Anyhow, you are able to see me, no? That's okay.
Yeah, we can.
Because actually, what I want to tell, DRDO has got certain preparedness in the way of NBC, we call it NBC warfare, nuclear, biological, chemical warfare. You see, when the coronavirus has come up, immediately the lab in DRD Gwalior, that is called Defense R&D Establishment Gwalior, they have been able to plunge into the work because they have already made for the biological and chemical warfare all the equipment required for that. That is how they are able to come up with the masks, all that. DRDO chief is showing sometime on the NDTV or something that we have made this mask within short time and all. So the preparedness is there. So that is one advantage is the defense. And also, when there is the difficulty, we immediately have got that capacity to follow a new path. Because Kalam sir always used to tell us these things, courage to follow an unexplored path. No one has done earlier. No such situation has come earlier. So that time there was no problem. But when I face a new situation, like a war game, it's like a war game. But there is no war here in this case. It's a natural war. Natural coronavirus, natural it has come. So pandemic, epidemics and pandemics. So we are able to manage. Our people will be able to see. We know, everyone will work 9 to 5 generally, even in DRDO. But we continue to do experiments 7 days continuously without stop. That means there are, depending on the requirement, we are making 3 shifts. That is not known to general public, but we do that. You see, when the satellite is put, it is 10 years life. And once the satellite is put into the orbit, do you think that is left to its fate? No. Every minute, not a single minute gap. That means Hassan, the master control facility in Hassan, they have 3 shifts. It is not that it will never be left out without watching for a minute also. So what I want to stress is, DRDO and ISRO like organizations, they will adapt to the circumstances. They will come out. They see what circumstances Kalam sir has made that rocket. Then he was nothing was there, in 1960s, nothing was there.
Nothing was there.
So Vikram Sarabhai support was there, that's all. Even the finances were not there at that time. Finances were not there. That is how they were carrying on bicycle back or a bullock cart. They were making that type of thing. Okay. Now, I want to stress our people like Satish immediately has plunged into he is the scientific advisor to the defense minister. He is immediately plunged into the work and made so many items, production-wise, for the, you say, transfer of technology. They have made items, transfer of technology was there, free of charge to the industry, free of charge. So that is how 15,000 items per day they are able to make it. Because if you ask the industry, you have to pay this much money, then things will not move further. These are the sacrifice they are doing. Okay, what I am thinking, people will be able to come out with new ideas, new ways of managing the things even under this type of situation, coronavirus. So coronavirus also will go away, I hope. Most likely we will be able to invent some drug or for the medication for stopping that, and we will be able to contain it. Maybe by vaccine also may come up. So until that, we have to have this, follow the strategies, what we are learning from the defense point of view. So any situation we will be able to be face. We will not actually fear and go away. We will not run away. We will have the courage to face situations like that. What else you want to? You wrote me about the young aspirants. What are the opportunities for the young aspirants? You see, for the young aspirants, we have got the young engineers, I will say, the smart engineers, I will call them better, because we are all born after the computer, whereas we were born when the computers were under development. So, see, the IoT, you know that, Internet of Things. Internet of Things is giving an opportunity, or suppose in the medical field, I am here, but I will be able to connect with the doctor. I have a condition. Hello. Okay. Automation, also automatic robotics, or automation using the robots, we are able to make even the missile, big missiles. Do you think we are handling with hand? No. Using the robotics, we are handling. Okay. So, some more things like this, telemedicines are there, robotics are there, IT, information technologies, and there are so many. These things will increase. Suppose now we are coming here on this internet. Earlier we were not that much in need of it, but now it has become a necessity. And because of the necessity, our young engineers will get more and more training, and they will develop more and more newer things, and more apps will come up. For example, you see our NAVIC has been now working. NAVIC system, navigation of Indian GPS, India's own GPS. So that system, MI, of course, is a Chinese company only. Xiaomi, March or February 28th only, the agreement was there. So now, during the Corona period, it has happened. February 28th means Corona has started in December itself, yes, in China. But still, that is working is going on. That already it is making China company, that MI is making the NAVIC incorporated GPS type of mobile. One more thing is, you see, you can make apps using our NAVIC system. So far, we are using the GPS system of America, but now we can make apps using our own NAVIC, for special purposes. So that is good. The lot of work is a lot of work. You know what? How many apps are there with the GPS? GPS location apps, American GPS. I am talking right now. Almost everyone is using 3 billion apps. That too, I will tell around 2017 December. Up to that, 3 billion apps. 3 billion everyone is using. Applications are there. Don't think that the work will not be there and they will not get jobs. This is not. The sophistication will arise, and more instrumentation, mechanization, industrialization will happen. People will use less hands, more instruments, more robotic hands type of thing. This will happen. See, when we were when we introduced in the banking system, we have told about that how much COVID-19 has affected us. Sorry, because my hearing aid is there, but still I am not able to follow the accent. Okay, I will tell you. Economically, it is a burden for every country. Economically, we are all being faced with, because no work, so we are no production, all this. But still, what happens is, once the COVID goes away, I have actually noted down some points. Hey, we should be able to think how fast we can get rid of this virus. How fast we can eliminate. You see, I have been doing some research work along with some Argentina, South America. Argentina is it. Technological University of Argentina, we have a MOU. So those professors, Parag Chatterjee and Armentano, then we have got in Uruguay, just adjacent to that country, Argentina, there is Uruguay. So Uruguay also, there is a professor, Mitchell. He is a pharmaceutical professor. I am working with them. So during this coronavirus, but usually by mail only we are corresponding. So my own idea, they are thinking about being a pharmaceutical biotechnology people. They are thinking about how to attack the particular spike protein type of thing on the surface of it. But I am thinking one more idea from our side, my side is, see, when the soap molecule is touching the membrane of that coronavirus has got membrane, on that there are spikes. So the spikes, they are concentrating because that is the one which is attacking the air cells, what we call air sacs. Inside once we go to the lungs, there are air sacs. That whatever air we breathe in, that will make it bulge and collapse. Oxygen will be taken to the blood cell, red blood cell, and the remaining carbon dioxide will come into this, and we will exhale it out. So, but what I am looking at is, the surface is having what you call membrane of hydrophobic nature. What is hydrophobic? It is like a organic molecule. The carbohydrate molecules are there. So these organic molecules are what you call these are hydrophobic. That means water repelling.
Alternating,
So if we take soap, simple soap. I worked initially in 1978 while completing my PhD. I worked in Hindustan level. So I learned that sodium diopsicon, sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate. The benzene sulfonate is a hydrophilic, water-loving nature. Other one is dodecyl, 20 carbon atom chain is there. That is hydrophobic. So this hydrophobic thing is going there and destroying all the things. So they are getting the whole membrane getting lost. If the membrane is lost, it is killed. Isn't it? That's what is happening. But the problem here, whether I can inhale that soap solution? No. Because that hydrophilic part is there, sulfate. That will give irritation to the nose. So, but there are other type of things, soap type of molecule, which does not irritate. So inside the body, inside that air sac, there is a protein based, instead of sulfate group, there is a protein, and here there is a hydrophobic carbon hydrogen link. That chain we can use hydrophobic part and use the other one protein, that is called sp2, surfactant protein 2. If surfactant protein 2 type of thing is used, it can be inhaled, and that will not allow the virus, even if it goes near to the nose, it will not